Blue Jays, the start of a three-game series here in downtown Detroit. We remind you, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get a free small order of curly fries. John Farrell and the Blue Jays are in town. It's been a tough season for the Jays. They come in at 56 and 65, and his starting lineup here this evening is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Rajay Davis leads it off. He'll play in left field, followed by Colby Rasmus, and then Edwin Encarnacion, the DH. David Cooper is batting cleanup. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop. Kelly Johnson patrolling second base. Vizquel, Mathis, and Gose are your bottom 3 for the Jays. And Max Scherzer tonight is presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
And Max has pitched his best baseball right here at Comerica Park, averaging over 12 strikeouts per 9 innings here at home. And he has racked up 178 strikeouts against 50 walks and 140 and 2/3 innings. That's pretty good ratio for Max.
So we're ready for baseball tonight. It has turned into a nice night here at the ballpark. The tarp was on, I don't know, about 4, 5 o'clock. It was raining pretty good here at the yard, but it has since cleared out. And we have a really good night for baseball. The first pitch of the ball game is a strike on Rajay Davis. He'll be followed by Colby Rasmus and then Edwin Encarnacion. Here's the 0-1. And that is in there for strike 2. Davis batting .256. He's been on base in 23 of his last 27. The speedy leadoff man. Scherzer is 0-2 coming home. And that missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Davis was 3 out of 9 against the Tigers in that first series in Toronto. Had a couple of stolen bases, so they would prefer to keep him off the base paths. And he pops this one up. Looks like they'll do just that as Peralta camps under it. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the remainder of the Tigers defensive alignment this evening. It is always presented by Beaumont Health System. Dirks Jackson Baker in the outfield, fielder Infante Peralta, and Miggy in the infield, and Gerald Laird getting the nod here tonight behind the plate.
And the Tigers facing another lefty, so Baker gets another start out in right for Jim Leland. Here is Colby Rasmus batting with the bases empty, and he looks at ball 1. Rasmus is hitting .240, good power, 20 home runs this year, including a homer in that series against Detroit earlier this year at Rogers Center. He floats that one back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rasmus has a lot of talent. He has driven in 66 so far this year. Tremendously quick bat.
And that 66 matches a career high, so he is well on his way to eclipsing that this season. That's driven in the air to center. Jackson is on the move, and Austin will run it down. 2 gone. Very rarely will you get hurt out to dead center field,
especially after a day off. You know Jackson's legs are fresh tonight.
So with 2 outs, here is Encarnacion, the DH for the Blue Jays, batting in the 3 slot. Jose Bautista is on his way back with a wrist injury. He is currently serving a rehab in the minor leagues. They're hoping to get him back this weekend.
Yeah, Max is facing Encarnacion, and just the way that he would like to. Nobody on base. Certain teams have taken the luxury of starting to pitch around Edwin because there is no Bautista.
And that's driven in the air to left center field. Jackson cruising back for this one as well. It's a 9-pitch inning for Max Scherzer. Nicely done here in the top of the first. Here as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by Big Boy. It features Austin Jackson in the leadoff slot, then Infante and Cabrera. Fielder batting cleanup, and Peralta hitting 5 tonight. Delman Young the DH, Baker, Dirks, and Laird your bottom 3. Ricky Romero is the starting pitcher tonight for the Blue Jays. He is presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet of Rochester.
Romero has not been pitching with a lot of confidence, and when you don't pitch with confidence, you can't locate your fastball, and he's walked 79 this year in 149 and 2/3 innings because he lacks that fastball command.
His numbers this year have been one of the great mysteries, especially in the second half in the American League.
Teams have started to lay off that breaking ball that he features, also the changeup that he has, which is well above average changeup, but people aren't swinging at it much these days.
Jackson sends a slow ground ball toward third base. Tough play for Vizquel, and he throws it away. Jackson on his way to second, and he will pull in there.
Omar Vizquel, as you well know, is a shortstop by trade, and he probably shouldn't have thrown this ball down toward first base because Jackson, with his speed, they weren't going to throw him out, and because he throws the ball over the head of Cooper, Jackson quickly, alertly finds out where the baseball is, and he's able to get himself into scoring position.
That'll be a single and an error. Third error of the season for the veteran Vizquel. Now Infante will stand in. Omar batting .289 coming into play tonight. And Romero misses low and in. Infante has hit 3 home runs in a Tigers uniform overall this year. He has hit 11 long balls. Omar waiting on the 1-0 pitch. Early scoring chance for Detroit here in the first. And a bouncing ball to short. This will not advance the runner, as Escobar throws him out, 1 away.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the Toronto Blue Jays defensive alignment this evening. It is Davis in left. It's Rasmussen center. Ghost is out in right. Cooper, Johnson, Escobar, and 11-time Gold Glove winner at the shortstop position, Vizquel, is at third, and Jeff Mathis is the catcher.
So here is Cabrera. Miguel was 4 out of 7 in the series against the Orioles. The Tigers struggled offensively for the most part, hitting just .232 in the Baltimore series. Orioles winning 2 out of 3. And Romero misses high and away, 1-0. 104 RBIs. That's an American League high.
See Johnson, the second baseman, holding Jackson close to that second base bag, which means Cabrera has a huge hole on the right side of the infield, although Cooper, the first baseman, about 10-12 steps off the line, that first base line.
Right to the first baseman. Cooper knocks it down, but he'll take it himself. That'll advance the runner, and Cabrera's out, 2 gone. So move Jackson to third, and that's going to bring up Prince Fielder.
That's why the at-bat by Omar Infante is critical, because their infield probably would have been relaxed with a runner on third, less than 2 out, and that's an RBI for Miguel.
So now it's going to take a 2-out hit from Fielder, who bats .309.
He is very much capable of that. 88 RBIs already this year for the Prince.
We've got him shifted around to the right side, and the first pitch is inside, 1-0.
Kind of see where Romero's issues have been as we take a peek at Prince's numbers. 2 outs, runners in scoring position, .364. That's pretty good. But Romero having a difficult time of commanding his fastball here today at about 92, 93 miles an hour.
Now it's 2-0.
He was their opening day starter once again this year, and a guy that they were counted on to win big games for him and pitch a whole lot better. But for whatever reason, no confidence whatsoever for Romero.
Well, all 8 of his wins coming in the first half this year. And left-handers against the lefty Romero have been eating him alive. 293.
Yeah, he's always owned the right-handed batters with that real good changeup that he has. But he's also been better than he has this year against lefties.
And Prince will take a walk. So Fielder is aboard. Here are those splits. Look at the first half numbers. He was 8-1, but in the second half, in his last 10, yikes. 0-9 with an ERA approaching 8.
And getting no run support either.
So here is Peralta. Johnny batting .261. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Kind of hard to say whether Romero was pitching around Fielder or not with the base open, and 88 RBIs already this year because he's been so wild. That was his 80th base on balls. But if he was pitching around Prince, that's good logic there.
And he hits the outside corner, and now quickly 0-2 on Peralta.
Yeah, not one strike to Prince, but he comes back and throws 2 over the plate to Peralta.
Which I suppose would indicate he was pitching around the Prince. We'll see if the strategy pays off here. Mathis flashing the signals. Here's the 0-2. Bounced one in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This much I do know. Their center fielder, Colby Rasmus, probably has a lot of speed out there, but he is really playing shallow. If Johnny gets a hold of one, it will go over his head, and there will be nothing that he can do. Ghost in right field playing pretty shallow too.
Is that an indication of a guy that maybe is more comfortable going back on balls as opposed to coming in?
Absolutely. A couple of speed guys out there.
The 1-2. Make it 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Johnny just hit a home run a couple days ago, the opposite field over that out-of-town scoreboard. And it's not like there's a runner on second base, somebody they got to throw out. They're shallow.
Delman waiting on deck. Tigers trying to score first here, take advantage of a hit and an error, a throwing error by Vizquel. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off.
Here's that big fly on Sunday, first inning. 3-run homer by Johnny.
They got 5 against Wei-Yin Chen, and then they were shut down the rest of the way.
Yeah, we didn't know at that time that Doug Fister was battling a little bit of a growing injury when he took the mound on Sunday.
That was announced earlier today. Jim Leland said that he was having some issues, and then Fister, after Leland had his press conference, acknowledged that. So whether or not he'll make his next start, we'll have to wait and see.
It would be a shame if he can't, because you throw away that last start. He had been one of your better performers in this league since the All-Star break.
Missed it inside, run it full, now 3-2. So the runner at first will be on the move. Crowd getting into it early here. Another packed house at the ballpark despite the rain earlier today. The 3-2. Bouncing in, he walked him. He had him 0-2, and now the bases are loaded. More balls than strikes in this inning for Romero, so the beat continues, and it goes on and on for the talented lefty who's really struggling in the second half of this season. Here is Delman Young with the bases full. Young, the Tigers DH. And he looks at ball 1. Delman batting .265. He's hit 13 home runs this year. Bruce Walton, the pitching coach, a look of concern as Romero misses again, and now the count is 2-0. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Ricky Romero. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you. And we were talking about this earlier, Rob. The walks have been a huge problem. He's just about, or actually he has surpassed 2011.
And really, as crazy as it sounds, after walking Prince Fielder and also walking Johnny Peralta, if you're Delman Young and he throws you a fastball right down the middle right here, you need to be swinging at it. Because he's going to throw it.
And he looks at ball 3. No place to put Delman Young. Baker waiting on deck. You taking a rip on 3-0 here?
Oh, no. No.
Here's the 3-0. And that is outside ball 4. He's going to walk in a run. Jackson comes around to score 3 consecutive walks for Romero. It's 1-0. That'll bring the Jays pitching coach Walton out now. And while they chat about that, we remind you that this game is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
Not sure what Bruce Walton would relay there to Ricky Romero, but he's having a very difficult time of locating the fastball. It might be one of those situations where you try to throw a breaking ball or a changeup, a field pitch, to see if you can get the ball over the plate.
So here is Baker now with a chance to bust it open early. And there's a strike call. Baker is starting in right field tonight, batting .260 overall. His numbers with the Cubs and the Tigers. 188 with Detroit. And the 0-1. Bouncing ball foul, third base side. Now quickly 0-2. 302 lifetime against left-handed pitching is Baker. Well, Romero was 0-2 on Peralta before he ended up walking in. And now the Tigers have him loaded with Fielder, Johnny, and Delman Young. There's a high fly ball left field going back toward the corner. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Rajay Davis makes the catch, and the damage is minimal as the Tigers leave him loaded. They score a run, though, and we go to the second. Back here at the ballpark as we go to the top of the second. It is 1-0 in favor of Detroit on a bases loaded walk. So Max Scherzer with a slim lead to work with. Had an easy 9-pitch 1-2-3 first. Cooper, Escobar, and Johnson to face him here in the second. And that is in for a strike. 1-1 on David Cooper. Batting .284, was hitting over 300 this year. Their AAA team in Las Vegas. And Scherzer missing with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1. Missed it outside again. 3 balls and 1 strike on Cooper. Yunel Escobar waiting on deck. Then Kelly Johnson. That is sliced toward left field, heading toward the corner, and that ball is going to get down up against the wall. Cooper is on his way to second, and he will motor in with a stand-up double.
Cooper had himself in a really good, friendly fastball count, and Max threw him one at 95. And he took a really good path to get to this ball and hit a seed that short hop the gate in left field.
So the Blue Jays have their first hit on this ball game tonight. 10 doubles now for David Cooper. And now Yunel Escobar, who was mired in a slump. His average is at .245. He's only 6 for his last 41 at bats.
He'll be up there trying to do exactly what Omar Infante was trying to do last half inning. And that's advance Cooper over to third base.
0-1.
Or even drive him in. Real good numbers against Max. That alone gives you confidence when you come to the ballpark if you're scuffling like Escobar has been.
Now the 0-1. Bouncing ball hit towards short. This will not advance the runner. Johnny will pull him out. Well, Escobar is out 6-3. Same result that Infante had.
Max threw him a first pitch fastball. He was a little late on it. Max knew exactly what Escobar was trying to do. So what you do as a pitcher is you read the swings, and then you come back with a good breaking ball, and you locate it in that area. You know a guy like Escobar is going to be out in front of it, and then you get the harmless ground ball to the shortstop, and he fails to do his job by advancing the runner. And a good pitch selection there by Max Scherzer.
Here is Kelly Johnson. Ball 1 to Johnson.
Pretty good matchup here for a strikeout. Johnson has struck out 128 times already this year.
In fact, he has fanned at least once in 19 straight games. He's having a rough second half. That's in for a strike as Chad Fairchild goes up with the right hand. 1-1 on Johnson. Max giving up the leadoff double to Cooper. 1 out later, the runner is still at second. And the 1-1. How about 180 in the second half?
And he had no chance on that last fastball at 96 from Max.
Missed it outside. Another fastball. This one at 98. 2-2 on Johnson. Vizquel waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. Missed the inside corner. Fill the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson this year has 14 home runs. Only one second baseman in the American League has more this year, and that would be Robinson Cano. He's at 23 for the Yankees. He's trying to pick up Cooper, who has doubled to start this inning off. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Just as you had predicted. 2 gone. First strikeout of the night for Scherzer.
And it really didn't matter which way Max decided to go after Johnson. He blew a fastball right by him at 96, and then he comes back with a really good changeup. Could really see that circle change coming out of Max's hand. Courtesy of Foxmo.
Here's Omar Vizquel. And he looks at ball one. 216 this year for the veteran Vizquel. 45 years of age, and he's playing Major League Baseball.
And he looks all of 22 years old.
Backed him out of there inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, when you play that long, you're certainly going to pile up some numbers, and Vizquel has done just that. Among the actives, only Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez have more hits.
He said he wants to manage when he retires, and he's already said he's going to retire after this season is over. And he said he'd love to manage as soon as next year.
In the big leagues?
In the big leagues.
Really? Well, Ventura's done it.
Yeah, he's gonna go manage in Venezuela in the offseason of Vizquel to hone his skills a little bit more.
He strikes me as a guy that could handle the job.
I would not disagree with that.
Strike call, 2-2.
Max letting it all hang out here early tonight. He's already been up to 98 miles an hour with a fastball. That last one at 97 to Omar. Omar did not like the call by Chad Fairchild. A little mini protest.
Tigers came in tonight trailing Chicago by 2 in the Central. Here's the 2-2. Just off the plate. Half the infield was walking into the dugout. Tigers thought they had strike 3 there. It was close. There are the velocities with which Scherzer has thrown. Yeah, a little off the plate. And the 3-2. Lifted back out of play. Vizquel had many productive seasons in the Central Division with the Cleveland Indians. Played in 3 All-Star games, couple of World Series with Cleveland. Boatload of Gold Gloves. And by boatload we mean 11.
That would fill up a boat.
Yes, it would. Here's again the 3-2. Outside, he walked it. So Scherzer gets his first walk. That'll put 2 aboard. And it keeps the inning going for the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Mathis also having a rough season in terms of batting average. .219, although that is not far off his career average, which is even lower.
Max told me the other day that he is feeling stronger than he has ever felt this time of the year. And he credits some of that with starting his throwing program a little bit earlier this offseason. He said he got started about a month earlier than normally.
Chopper left side of the infield, deep in the hole. Peralta. His throw is in time, and that is that. Inning over, no runs, a hit, a walk, 2 men left. by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Dodge, take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance event going on now. And by Carl Buddig, start living your best life. Back here at the ballpark where it's 1-0 in favor of the Tigers. And we're on our way to the bottom of the second. Ricky Romero back to the hill. And he misses outside to Andy Dirks, who leads things off in Gerald Laird and Austin Jackson. Dirks batting .332. Ball inside and high, 2-0.
Tigers are in a stretch right now where they're going to see 5 consecutive left-handed starters. And Jim has taken the luxury with one of those outfield spots at juggling either Dirks, Bosch, or Quentin Berry. They've all gotten some reps against left-handed starters.
Meanwhile, Dirks has run the count to 3-0. And Romero walks another. Wasn't even close there. And that's his 4th walk already in the game.
Ricky Romero going through it right now. You can just see it on his face.
So here is Gerald Laird. Romero, 27 years old, born in Los Angeles. Was an all-star last year. Won 15 games. Got up to a nice start this year, but the second half has just been a mystery for the talented left-hander. Laird looks at ball 1. Tigers got a run in the first on a bases loaded walk to Delman Young. Omar Vizquel's throwing error set up a scoring chance in the first for Detroit. Ball 2. And Romero has not thrown a strike. This has to be really concerning now for Bruce Walton.
And the manager, John Farrell.
Nobody warming up right now, but Romero right now showing no signs of being able to throw a strike. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike on the outer edge.
John Farrell was a major league pitcher, and he also was the pitching coach for the Boston Red Sox under Terry Francona for a number of years. So even though Bruce Walton is technically the pitching coach, John Farrell has his hand in that area as well.
And another strike, 2-2. So he's come back to even it up against Laird. Gerald is 3 for 7 career against Romero, and one of those hits was a home run. Chopped foul, third base side.
Something that Romero has, despite his issues with command this year. He has thrown 99 double play balls since the beginning of the 2009 season, and that ranks #1 in the majors.
Of course, the Tigers have grounded into the most double plays so far this year in the American League. 117 of them, and boy, did they hit in some crucial ones in that series just completed against the Orioles. Checked it, and he just missed. And Romero's body language was like, can you give me one?
Tigers, by and large, have a station-to-station baseball team, which means they don't put a lot of runners in motion. And that's one of the reasons why they hit into lots of double plays.
3-2. And Gerald Laird. Runner goes this time, ball 4. It's another walk. Back-to-back base on balls. That's 5 of them in the game now for Romero. It's Bruce Walton in the middle there. Their pitching coach, he continues to chart, and the ratio not looking good right now. So here's the top of the order.
Romero has had starts this year where he has walked 6 in a game, and he has walked 7 in a game, and he has walked 5 several times,
including tonight. Jackson had an infield hit his first time up. And he shoots one on the line over the head of the second baseman Johnson. Dirks will go to third and stop there. The Tigers have loaded him up on a couple of walks and a single.
That's good base running by Andy Dirks. Anytime you're already in scoring position and the ball is hit on the line in the infield, what you have to do is get back to the bag. And that's exactly what he was doing on this broken bat single off the bat of Austin Jackson. Take a look at Dirks. He's starting to go back to second base, and that's what you have to do. And then if the ball gets into the outfield, you advance 90 feet. You're not going to score on that arm of Ghost in right field anyway. He has an outstanding throwing arm.
19th hit to right field this year for Jackson. So they are loaded up now for Infante. Nobody out. Ball 1 to Omar.
Looks like a lot of the fastballs that Romero is throwing are two-seam fastballs. Maybe a four-seam fastball or two might work for him. Straight fastball.
Missed again. 2-0. Well, he's already walked in one. He's halfway to another with Dirks at third, Laird at second, Jackson at first. Ball 3. So the struggles continue for Romero. He hadn't won a ball game, and check out that ratio. He hasn't won a ball game since June the 22nd when he beat Miami. Taking ball 4. That'll force in another run. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera with the bases loaded. He's had a really good history against the Jays.
Lots of damage, and a lot of times when Miguel has put the ball in play since the beginning of 2009 against Toronto pitching, he has trotted around the base paths. 6 homers in 25 games for the talented slugger.
And he's about to bat with the bases loaded. 2-0 in favor of Detroit. Bases loaded walk to Young in the first, and now Infante here in the second. This might be the most unenviable position any pitcher can be in. The bases loaded with Cabrera up there. And you've already walked in 2. And a strike called, 0-1.
Well, as we witnessed on Sunday, Tigers need to score early and score often. They scored 5 runs in that game a couple of days ago against the Baltimore Orioles. Had a 5-0 lead and lost that game 7-5. Cannot let Romero off the hook.
Ball 1. Cabrera bounced out 3 unassisted his first time. And there is activity now in the bullpen. Brad Lincoln is starting to warm up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to short. They'll go to second for one. Reed at first, a double play. The Tigers will get another run in, but a key double play for Romero.
Well, that's the one thing that he has done well this year. He has thrown some double play balls, and we just got finished telling you that is now 100 double plays that Ricky Romero has thrown since the beginning of the 2009 season. John does not look happy.
Tigers now lead 3-0. Here is Fielder with 2 outs and a runner at third. He sends one back out of play, 0-1. Cabrera bouncing into a double play, which gives Romero some new life. 22 double plays that Cabrera has knocked into this year. Here's the 0-1. Fought that one back out of play. 0-2. Three runs, 2 hits for Detroit, but 6 walks for Romero. Driven to center field on a line. Rasmus runs back there to get it to end the inning. So the Tigers settle for a 2 spot. Tiger Baseball tonight brought to you by Bell Tire. America, and the struggles continue in terms of control for Ricky Romero, but he got a big double play. Could have been a whole lot worse. Blue Jays will send Anthony Gose to the plate to start things off. Gose, then Davis, then Rasmus. Gose batting .203. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 4 for his last 23. Gose has knocked in a couple this year. Scherzer with the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Max picked up his first strikeout back in the second. He's also walked a batter. Blue Jays stranded 2, including a leadoff double in the second inning. Swing and a miss. See you later at 95 up the letters. Gose is retired.
At that area where Gose swings at this fastball at the velocity that Max is throwing at today, you've got no shot at catching up to that baseball.
Here's Rajai Davis, who popped up to start the ball game. Davis at 255. Wave and a miss.
Nice slider there by Max at 88 miles an hour. Max usually does not throw his slider that hard.
The 0-1. 0-2. Max tonight is looking for win number 13. Way outside. Scherzer won 15 last year for Detroit. That was a career high. Here's the 1-2. Missed inside. 2-2 on Rajai Davis.
Max has the kind of stuff that he could win 15, 16, 17 games a year.
Well, he'll have a chance to do that, although the way he's been pitching, you wouldn't bet against him because Tonight would be his 13th win if he can get it. That's in the air to shallow left and caught on the run by Andy Dirks. Bobby have a chance now. Back to the studio we go. Game break with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trevor, thank you. Yeah, they have a 3-0 lead so far. As Colby Rasmus steps in and he takes strike one. Jim Leland was asked before the game if he's been frustrated about the results this year, and he said there's no time to look back now. You've got about 40 or so games. You're 2 games out of first place. What's ahead of you is all that matters. That's outside, 1-1.
Tigers have a lot of games left against Cleveland, Minnesota, and Chicago.
White Sox hosting the Yankees again tonight. That one missed.
Tigers also have quite a few games left with Kansas City and Cleveland and Minnesota not having good years. So their destiny's in their hands.
Here's the 2-1. Outside 3-1 on Colby Rasmus. He fly to center his first time up. Encarnacion waiting on deck.
Rasmus, good fastball hitter, and more than likely he's going to get one here.
And it missed outside, ball 4. 2-out base runner. And the second walk now for Scherzer. Here is Encarnacion. Fly to center field, now batting .289. And he looks at strike one. Recently, Encarnacion hit his 31st home run. It came off Yu Darvish of the Texas Rangers, and that established a career high. Actually, he's just adding to his career high. His previous was 26, so he's well beyond that. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss.
He got up to a slow start last year. He was banged up first half of the season. Really had a productive second half of the season, but take a look at the comparisons. And through August 20th.
Down to the count, 0-2. Swing and a miss. 99 from Scherzer. Encarnacion goes down swinging. Max has struck out 3. He has just dusted their number 3 hitter.
to it a little bit earlier in the game. Doug Fister has tweaked his groin muscle on that right side on the right leg. He actually did it on Sunday. He said he felt it pretty much immediately once he was warming up, but wanted to see if he could push through it. Did end up having 7 earned runs on that Sunday game against the Orioles. Doug talked to the media today, as well as Kevin Rand. He said he's been getting treatment for it. He is, as of now, not going on the disabled list, but they will be keeping an eye on it. And Mario Rod, as far as that next start, Kevin Rand says he will make the decision that day if he has to. They're just trying to see if they can work out the kinks right now, and Doug said he's feeling confident. He already feels better from how he was feeling on Sunday.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Well, it makes sense that they will wait as long as they possibly can. He's such a critical part of this rotation as Peralta stands in and fouls it back. And hopefully the news will be good as he continues to get treatment the next several days, and he'll be ready to make his next start. But Fister, behind Verlander and along with Scherzer, certainly gives the Tigers a really good option at the top of their rotation, a very important one. Here's the 0-2 to Peralta. And then a ground ball third base side. Nice backhand by Vizquel. 1 out.
The Tigers will welcome the Los Angeles Angels to Comerica Park this weekend. You can still get tickets. Simply call 866-66-TIGER or visit Tigers.com.
Here's Delman Young. Delman had a bases loaded walk back in the first to knock in a run. Romero has walked 6 in this contest. And a bouncer back up the middle into center. A 1-out hit for Delman. He's on base for the second time in this game. And that'll bring up Jeff Baker. Baker flied out deep to left with the bases loaded back in the first. Romero, despite all the walks in this game, could be in worse shape had he not gotten a double play back in the second. There's a strike called, 0-1 on Baker.
That's exactly what he's looking to do here again.
Nine-game losing streak going for Romero, the longest streak in the American League this year by a starting pitcher. And that one's off the end of the bat the other way. 0-2. Tigers have 3 here against the Toronto Blue Jays. Then the Angels come in. And we are rapidly winding down the month of August. And once September rolls around, rosters will expand. That's when it really gets interesting. Final month of the season. Bouncing ball hit towards second. This might be your double play. There's one, and there's 2. The second twin killing turn tonight by the Blue Jays. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Play Arby's new Snap and Rock promotion. Snap a picture of your cup, send and win. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, we are on our way to the fourth inning now here at Comerica Park in what has turned into a nice night for baseball. 3-0 in favor of the Tigers in this one. Max Scherzer back to the hill. And Scherzer will face David Cooper to lead things off. Cooper, Escobar, and Johnson. This Blue Jays team this year has just been absolutely ravaged with injuries. We've talked about Bautista. Of course, he is one of the bigger names out of their lineup, but they've got a lot of guys out, both from the rotation and in their starting lineup. Cooper's been given an opportunity. He looks at a ball outside.
Cooper earned his opportunity. He hit .364 last year and won a batting title in AAA. Had 51 doubles. On base percentage of .439 as well.
Big swing there. 2-2 the count.
Dwayne Murphy, the hitting coach for the Toronto Blue Jays. Real good outfielder with the Oakland Athletics. Also spent some time in a Tigers uniform.
That'll get back out of play. Here are all the injuries we were talking about. And yes, we talk about Bautista, but Aaron Sebia is out. Lind is out. I see some of the guys in their from their pitching staff. Some big names as well. Dravic, Morrow, McGowan, Jesse Litch. And that one just missed outside. 3-2. Waiting on deck, Yunel Escobar. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In there, strike three. Cooper is out of there, one gone.
Max is incorporating all of his pitches here through the first 3 innings. Here's the slider. He's already thrown a couple of really good sliders down to the right-handers, down and into the left-handers. The change piece also real good pitch. Real good life on that one, fading away from the left-handers, and the explosive fastball up in the zone at about 96, all the way up to 99 miles an hour this evening. So Max is doing what he does best. That's rack up strikeouts.
And as a result, the Jays no runs on just one hit in this game. That was the leadoff double by Cooper back in the second, but they left him stranded.
I mean, just to give you an idea of the confidence that Max now featuring with his off-speed pitches. He struck Cooper out there on a 3-2 changeup, and he caught him looking.
He's fallen behind 2-0 on Yunel Escobar. 4 Scherzer strikeouts so far tonight. Lifted in the air to center field. Jackson going back. 2 gone. Time now for the AT&T trivia question tonight. Who's the last major league pitcher to finish a season with a strikeout per 9 innings rate of above 11? An awfully high strikeout rate, and for Scherzer, he is at 11.4 strikeouts per 9 innings. Who's the last guy to do it for an entire season? Here's a ball down low to Kelly Johnson. And the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Or check it, 1 ball, 1 strike. The one thing about that trivia question is you got to believe it's probably going to be a National League pitcher, considering they face the opposing pitcher instead of a DH, which American League pitchers face. Although there's no guarantee of that. Just throwing it out there. Right now, Scherzer and Yu Darvish are the only 2 in double digits per 9 innings in the strikeout category. There's a chopper to first. It's a foul ball. Two and 2 on Kelly Johnson. Justin Verlander always has a high strikeout per 9 innings rate. Tigers will call on JV on Thursday for the series finale.
Afternoon tip.
Foul back. Did it make any difference when you faced a guy that threw hard in a day game as opposed to a night game?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Tough to face Verlander regardless of the conditions.
Yeah, Verlander's one of those guys where you need that 8 hours of sleep for sure. And there's still no guarantee.
There's a base hit to right center. Kelly Johnson, a 2-out single. Now Omar Vizquel will step in. Walked in the second inning. It's only the second hit the Jays have had in this game. And Vizquel takes strike one. Slap back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Vizquel's major league career began in 1989 with Seattle. Spent a few years with the M's before going to Cleveland. Here's the 0-2. Just off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, upper 90s, 98 from Scherzer. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that'll do it for the Blue Jays. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at the ballpark. Austin Jackson, a career high in homers and RBIs, and he is due 3rd for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. The 4th inning here. Another packed house tonight at the ballpark. Tigers and Jays opening up a 3-game series. Ricky Romero back at the hill. And for the Tigers, it'll be Andy Dirks to lead it off. Andy shoots one foul back out of play. How about the line on Romero? It's going to show some crooked numbers, I would think. He has walked quite a few in this game, a total of 6 to be exact. There's the 0-1. The hook misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are those numbers.
He's also had games this year where he's walked 7 in a game.
That dart's low and away, 2-1. Well, they had just a 7-pitch third inning after struggling mightily in the first two. Here's the 2-1. Driven high in the air to center. Rasmus on the run, still going back, and he'll run it down. To the warning track goes Colby Rasmus.
We were talking about Colby Rasmus earlier in the game and how shallow he plays in center field, and there's your reason why. Now take a look at him take off after this ball, and he is just coasting, cruising. And he knew he had plenty of real estate behind him. Took one peek at the wall. He said, wow, I still got that much room. And he ran it down.
I thought for sure he was about to get burned there. For as shallow as he was playing, Dirks got a hold of that ball. Laird grounds it foul.
Tigers were they're really patient against Romero. In the first couple of innings, he walked 6. And lately, the hitters have been swinging at first pitches. Now, the reasoning behind that, I don't quite know. Maybe they feel like he's started to throw more strikes.
1 ball, 1 strike on Laird, who walked and scored a run back in the second.
Delman Young swung at the first pitch. Dirks swung at the first pitch. And so has G Money.
Grounded toward third, right at Vizquel.
Hey fans, this week on Fox Saturday Baseball, the playoff push continues as Joe Mauer and the Minnesota Twins head to Arlington to take on the AL West leading Rangers, or the Cardinals battle the NL Central leading Reds. Fox Saturday Baseball begins at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area.
2 outs. Here's Austin Jackson. He looks at a strike. Been a good night for AJ. A couple of singles. His average up to 313 now. And Romero missed on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Romero has thrown over 200 innings each of the last 2 seasons. I mentioned he won 15 last year. Was an all-star. The 1-1. Grounded foul. 1-2. With all the injuries they've had in their rotation and to their pitching staff, they really need him. But it's been a nightmarish second half. And the nightmare continued in the first 2 innings here tonight. Gave up 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Was walking a ton of guys, but he has righted the ship. And the 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jackson. Here's the 2-2. Grounded foul.
Take a look at Mathis behind the plate. When the ball's on its way, he is looking at somebody down toward first base. And my guess is he is looking at Tom Brookins. I mean, there are some first base coaches that may tip where the pitch is located, but very unusual to see your catcher looking down there at the first base coach in that area while the ball's on its way.
In the air to right field and hit well. That looks like trouble, and it is. 3rd hit of the game for Jackson. He's on his way to second. Ooh, he thought about going for 3, but held out.
Well, Ghost has a tremendous throwing arm in right field, and we told you earlier that Ghost and also Rasmus playing very shallow at their respective positions, and Austin Jackson got a hold of one, and Ghost couldn't run it down. The day off did AJ some good.
2 singles and a double for Jackson. Now Infante will try and score him.
Just to finish that thought on Mathis behind the plate, there are some first base coaches that can look to see where the catcher's kind of setting up and relay those to the hitter if the hitter chooses to know where the catcher is locating, setting up at.
Well, I've heard many times about how a runner at second will try and relay either a sign or a location, but I've never heard about a first base coach.
They do it too. I'm not saying Brookins does that, but it's something that Mathis is making sure that not only Brookins, but I'm sure all the other first basemen in baseball aren't doing.
Couldn't hold up there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure he learned that from Mike Scioscia, his former manager with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Scioscia was a really good game caller, and obviously he's turned into an outstanding manager.
And the 1-1. Ground ball, third base side. Vizquel has it. Infante is out. Threat is over. No runs. Double is stranded. 4 in the books here at the ballpark.
I think he looks amazing with his hair, but I think it's cool that they got his tattoos on there too. That's pretty sick. That's cool.
Well, those were 2 important things for Prince Fielder when they were creating this bobblehead. He says, I really want my tattoos on there, and the hair was also important. He's had a number of bobbleheads, you guys. He might be one of the only players I know that had a bobblehead in high school, then in the minors, a number while he was playing for the Brewers, but he says he likes this one, not only because it was a little bit lucky last week, but he says his wife Chanel says this is definitely spot on, the best one she's seen of him. What do you think? The only complaint I have is that the bat falls off right like that every time. If you don't glue that bat in, for the fans at home, once you get these home, you have to glue the bat in.
It doesn't really matter what we think, Shannon. His wife said it looks good, so that's all that matters.
She's the important one, and his kids will play with it for years to come, so it doesn't matter.
I do know this much. Q said it was sick. That was pretty impressive, too.
Here's a ground ball to short, and Peralta will field it. Mathis is out. Well, how do you get a bobblehead in high school?
He was legit.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
There you go.
He was legit.
The youngster's getting a bobblehead tonight. The Prince bobblehead. There's the original. Here is Anthony Gose now with 1 out. Meanwhile, it's 3-0 in favor of the Tigers here tonight. And for Max Scherzer, it's been an outstanding outing. Max has fanned 5 in this game. Ball 1 to Gose. He struck him out back in the 3rd.
Gose, real good athlete. Real good high school athlete. Can really run, can really throw. And they think at some point in time he's going to be a really good big league player.
Originally drafted by the Phillies, then was traded to the Astros in a deal involving Roy Oswalt. There's a strike. 2-1. Fouled back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He looks a little like Michael Brantley of the Cleveland Indians.
Yes, he does.
Just a little bit. Two on Gose. And he tried to hold up, unable to do it. Strikes out for the 2nd time in the game, and 6 of them now for Scherzer. Hey, don't forget you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338, or if you'd like, vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com.
Max has to be the leader in the clubhouse for that award here tonight so far.
Yeah, he'd be getting my vote. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Jackson also will get a number of votes. He already has 3 hits.
Well, Scherzer now with 184 punch-outs this year, which ties his career high. And he's got a month and a week and a half to go. The base hit to left. 2010 is when he had his career high, and that was in 50 fewer innings. So the strikeout numbers are not only up, but they're way up for Scherzer.
Told you that earlier. Max told me he started throwing a lot earlier in the offseason this year. Therefore, he is a lot stronger this year than he's ever been in late August. And he also said that this year he's also throwing 2 times in between starts. 2 bullpen sessions. He'll throw the 2nd day and also the 3rd day, resting pretty much on that 4th day before he has the next start. So usually the pitcher will throw 1 time in between starts, but Max has been throwing twice.
Strike called.
It really doesn't matter what the score is with Rajai Davis on first base. He'll be looking to steal another bag. He already has 38 this year. .83% is his success rate.
And there he goes. High fly ball center field. And that's going to be routine for Jackson, and it is. So the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Jays here in game 1 in this series. 3-0 is our score, and Miguel Cabrera leads it off against Ricky Romero. Cabrera, fielder, and then Peralta against the left-hander. Romero has thrown 2 scoreless innings up there after struggling to get through the first 2 frames. And a ball outside. We check out the Mazda scouting report and keep an eye on Miguel Cabrera trying to win a Triple Crown this year. Right now he's tied for 4th in home runs. Ball outside, run the count to 2-0. It's been a tough night for Cabrera. Grounded into a double play. Bounced out his first time as well. And he grounded into that double play with the bases loaded, nobody out. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Tigers got a run in the first on a bases loaded walk to Delman Young. Another one in the second. Bases loaded walk to Infante. Right back to the mound off Romero, who hits the deck. It's fielded by Escobar at short, and they throw him out.
That ball was headed into center field. Johnson nor Escobar would not have been able to field it had the ball not hit Romero in the lower leg somewhere.
Romero immediately told his trainer and his manager, "Don't worry, I'm all right."
Right off his right toe, looked like.
One out for Prince Fielder. Walk and a run scored and a fly ball. Prince hammers one down the left field line. It's going to slice back into the seats.
Nice play. Fan brought his glove with him. Made a nice grab. Getting high fives from everybody.
Oh, snow coned it, but a good play nonetheless.
Yeah, he did.
Foul tip, 0-2. Prince batting .308. And there's a base hit left center field. Davis over there to cut it off. Prince heading for two. And they fumbled it out there in left center and into second base is Fielder.
Easy, big fella. Easy, big fella.
Two-base hit for Prince.
This ball was whistled right up the gap, and Rajai Davis got over there. Then he dropped it in. This is how doubles are made out of the batter's box. Take a look at Prince. He is thinking two head down out of the batter's box, and then he thought about going to three. I'll come back.
Looked like he was taking on water as he was heading to second base, but he got there. There's a strike called. 0-1 on Johnny Peralta.
You have to love the way that Prince Fielder plays every day. Never takes a play off. Never.
Peralta walking a ground out. Johnny sends one in the air to right. Straight it goes. Two gone. Look at Leland. Don't you dare move. Fielder, you could tell just for a split second thought about it. Made the wise choice. Here's Delman now trying to drive him in with two outs. Fouled off. .80 pitches now for Romero, and for a while there he had thrown more balls than strikes, but he's kind of turned that around a little bit over the past 3 innings. He's given up a couple of doubles the last 2 frames. So it's 0-2.
Last 3 innings, Romero 9 of 11 in first pitch strikes. And it was starting to look like it was going to be a very short afternoon for him. Evening, I should say. Blue Jays had one of their relievers warming up in the 3rd.
Here's the 0-2. Missed it outside. Just 5 of 13 first pitch strikes to start the game.
That was a much better 0-2 pitch than he threw to Prince Fielder.
Bouncing ball. Here comes Vizquel from third. Hellman is out by half a step. Inning over, no runs, a double, one left. On our way to the sixth. As we look back at the first several innings of this game, the Tigers had multiple opportunities really to knock Romero out of this game. I guess that's the first theme of this contest tonight. The second one is Max Scherzer has been outstanding in this game.
Well, Romero has made a pitch when he has needed to make a pitch. When he has pitched in stress, he gets lots of ground ball double plays, 100 of those since the beginning of 2009 season. No other pitcher has gotten that many, but Max Scherzer is continuing to do exactly what he's been doing the second half of the year. Explosive fastball, getting to his changeup and breaking balls early, and he's gotten several swing and misses because of that.
And so Scherzer goes back to the hill now as we head to the sixth inning, and the first pitch to Edwin Encarnacion is a strike. It'll be Encarnacion and then Cooper and then Yunel Escobar. Tigers have 3 runs, 5 hits, no runs, 3 hits for Toronto. 1-1 the count. Encarnacion is 0 for 2. And he sends one high in the air and deep into left field, way back down the line, and that ball is going to get out of here. Beyond the bullpen into the seats, and the Jays are on the board. Homer number 32 for Encarnacion.
Talking to some Blue Jay people here today, and they said that the second half of last season, Encarnacion used to watch some video with Jose Bautista and really learned how to take a look at what pictures were featuring and what pitchers were trying to do to him. And then in the offseason, he worked out with Robinson Cano and also Cano's hitting coach. And he really started to get him to use both hands and keep both hands on a bat. And the results have been unbelievable this year with a couple of adjustments he's made.
Well, that last shot was a great example of both hands on the bat all the way through the swing.
Tremendous bat speed when you do that.
So it's a 3-1 ball game. First run of the game for Toronto.
Here's one more look at the real short, quick, compact swing that he has, and because he now has both hands on the bat head staying in the strike zone much longer these days.
Number 32 as he continues to add to his career high. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Cooper. And he shoots one fair inside the bag at third.
He can hit.
It'll be his second hit, a single to go with this double. And now the Jays have back-to-back hits to start things off in the sixth. And that'll bring up Yunel Escobar. Escobar ground ball and a fly ball. Each team now with 5 hits in this game. Tigers lead 3-1. We're in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Right through the slider. 0-1.
Yunel Escobar on that particular pitch was looking for a fastball in the mid-90s and could not hold up on the breaking ball. He has had good numbers against Max in his big league career.
Escobar was 11 for 23 against Scherzer coming in, but 0 for 2 tonight.
And for the most part, he's a dead pull hitter as well, and that's why the batting average is sitting at 244.
On the outer edge, a strike. Escobar didn't like it. 1-2.
As a team, the Toronto Blue Jays might be one of your more aggressive fastball hitting teams in the American League. And usually when they get themselves in a fastball friendly count, they don't miss them.
Cooper at first with nobody out. Tying run at the plate here in a 2-run game all of a sudden. The 1-2. Busted him inside but missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scherzer has struck out 6 in this contest. He's walked a couple. Fouled off. This is what Max has done by inning. He's gone 20 and above twice.
The high pitch counts for Max is a byproduct of all the strikeouts that he gets. Lots of 2-2 counts, some 3-2 counts.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Peralta flips to second one and a double play. That comes in handy. 6-4-3. Back to the studio we go for a game break with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks. Big time double play there for Scherzer. Base is empty now. And Max missing outside to Kelly Johnson.
Derek Jeter just keeps on rolling. Leading the American League in hits at age 38.
Remember all the whispers last year as he was trying to chase 3,000, how his numbers had dropped off and maybe he was on his last legs?
Even before that, the contract negotiations that he had to go through before last year began, and I think that had an effect on Derek as well. The negotiations in his free agent year going into last season weren't pretty. It was well publicized, and Derek was not happy about it.
Way inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. An ugly swing to boot. Another strikeout for Max. They get a run on the Encarnacion home run. celebrities on Sunday, August 26th at the Illich Charities One Team, One Community Gala at Soundboard in the Motor City Casino Hotel. You'll enjoy food, music, and an exclusive silent auction. For tickets, call 313-471-6340. And take part in the One Team, One Community Gala event at the Soundboard. That ought to be some fun. Make your plans to be there. Ricky Romero back to the hill now. The Tigers' lead has been cut to 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Jeff Baker leads it off. Baker to be followed by Dirks and Laird, 7, 8, 9 in the Detroit lineup here this evening. Romero's 1-0. Sales high, 2 balls, no strikes. Romero gave up 1 in the first, 2 in the second, nothing since. He'll get back out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Baker has hit into a double play, and he is flied out. He's 0 for 2. Former Rocky, former Chicago Cub. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Baker. Andy Dirks waiting his turn on deck. Each team with 5 hits in this game tonight. And the 3-1. That's going to be ball 4. So Baker gets a leadoff walk. I got 7 walks now for Romero.
Season high for him. Second time he's done that.
So far, 3 of those walks have come around to score. They had Brad Lincoln warming up earlier in the game, but since they've had no one warming. Here's Dirks. Had one of those walks and scored a run his first time. Line drive to left center, base hit. Dirks serving one out there to Davis, who bobbles it. Baker goes to third, Dirks to second. Rajay Davis had trouble handling that
one. Don't know why Davis was so aggressive in left field getting over to this ball. And the ball just kind of took a bad hop on him. Looked like it took a left turn on him and bounced off his knee. He will be given an error, no doubt. But it looked like he was also very aggressive in coming in to get that solid base hit off the bat of Andy Dirks.
Single E7. And so the infield coming in now for Toronto as Laird steps in. And Gerald takes the ball outside. Jays had finally gotten on the board, and now the Tigers threatening to get that run back and then some more. Laird a walk and a run scored, plus a bounce out. Ball 2 outside. Yikes. Tigers tonight just 1 for 9 with men in scoring position.
They had a rough series in that Baltimore series with the runners in scoring position. They were 2 for 21, something like that. Was not a good weekend.
Now it's 3-0. Jackson waiting on deck. Not really good in scoring position tonight, but they do have 2 bases loaded walks. That's in there for a strike. 3-1 on Laird. Ball 4. 8 walks now for Romero. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Austin Jackson.
Jackson has not been staying around very long to take the base on balls. He has 3 hits in the game. The first one was an infield single. The ball was thrown wildly by Vizquel. Jackson got over to second base, and then he broke his bat on a base hit the opposite way, and then he doubled over the head of Ghost, the right fielder. Real nice day for Austin Jackson so far.
So more trouble for Romero, who has gone 8 3-ball counts in this game, and all 8 of them have resulted in a base on balls. And because of that, Romero 87 walks, most in the American League. It's not often you hang around long enough to get 8 walks.
Or 87.
Here's Jackson. Grounded foul.
They've had a very long leash with Romero, but he was their ace coming into the season. It doesn't appear that there's anything wrong with his arm. Fastball's moving 92 to 94, breaking ball, changeup. But he is just having a very difficult time of finding the strike zone consistently.
Strike called on Jackson. Now it's 0-2.
Nice little bender there at 75 miles an hour from Romero.
Lincoln was up earlier in the game, and they've asked him to start warming again. The 0-2 way high, 1-2. The 8 walks for Romero is now a career high. Tigers a chance to break it open. They're loaded up with nobody out. Way high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's Infante waiting his turn on deck. And the 2-2. Ground ball, third base side. Vizquel going to come home with it. There's one. Relayed at first. Not in time. They get the force at the plate. Jackson aboard via the fielder's choice.
Vizquel, if he wanted to, could have gone 5-4-3 here and gotten the double play. But with Max Scherzer on the mound and his club already trailing by a couple of runs, he thought possibly he could get it this way, but not with Jackson running. But had he gone the other way, obviously 1 run scores, but they could have gone 5-4-3 there for a simpler double play.
Ball 1 outside to Infante.
Is that the 3rd double play Tigers have hit into today?
Well, it's not a double play.
Oh, no, he didn't get it.
He also, Rod, might have had a chance to tag the bag at 3rd.
Good point.
Second.
Yeah, good point.
So he could have gone, you're right, several ways on that.
Good point.
There's 100 now for Romero. Infante with the bases loaded walk back in the second. The 1-0 pitch off the end of the bat. It's fielded by the first baseman Cooper, and safe at first. He took a look at home, and it cost him.
Why did he just tag on that?
I don't know.
I mean, it appeared that once he looked home and there was not going to be a play, instead of trying to beat Omar to the bag, I mean, couldn't he just reached over and tagged him?
Easily.
Didn't really have a play at home, but simply could have put the ball in the glove and kind of tagged Omar as he walked by.
I'm not getting that. So it's going to be a pitching change. Romero will leave. Wall sign windows sponsoring our pitching change. We'll be back. bottom of the 6th inning. It's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338. You'll be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack any baseball fan would love. Meyer, experience the savings, experience the difference. The new pitcher is Brad Lincoln for Toronto.
And 9th game now that Lincoln has been in for the Toronto Blue Jays. Does not have a record, but his ERA is over 6.5. Does have 8 strikeouts, 2 walks in 11 innings so far pitched this year.
So Cooper decided to try and race Infante to the bag. He lost that. And here's Cabrera sending one high in the air to center. Rasmus backing up. Runner at third, Laird tagging. He'll come home and score. Sac fly, RBI for the big fella. Second run of the inning. 5-1 Detroit. And that gives Cabrera 105 RBIs. Now Fielder with 2 on 2 out. 2 runs in. Ball 1 to Prince. Lincoln acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates in a trade for Travis Snyder. He was at the deadline. Fielder in this one, a double, a walk, a run scored. He's also flied to center. Jackson and Infante the base runners. Ball 2. Lincoln replacing Romero here in the 6th. Romero walked 8 in this game. Fouled back out of play. Prince had a healthy rip on 2-0. Now it's 2-1. Tigers get 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd. They've added 2 more here in the 6th. After Encarnacion homered at the top of the 6th inning to get Toronto on the board, Tigers come right back and answer. Ball outside. 3-1 on Fielder. He has seen Lincoln a little bit. He's 1 for 7 against him in their days in the National League.
Also this year when Lincoln was pitching for Pittsburgh.
Had a good point. And he'll step off now. Back in June, he started a game against the Tigers, June 23rd, and defeated Detroit, striking out 7 in 6 innings. Here's the 3-1. Prince fouls it away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2 on Prince Fielder. Outside, he walked him. Fielder gets his second walk in this game, and that is now 9 walks for Jays pitching.
The Tigers will conclude a 3-game series with the Angels this Sunday at 1:05. All kids 14 and under receive a Tigers back-to-school lunch bag. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
So that'll bring up Peralta. He's going to bat with the bases loaded again. Ball 1. Johnny tonight ground out, fly out. He's also walked.
Bases loaded. 1-0 count. Johnny ought to be licking his chops if he gets a fastball right down the middle here.
No, it's 2-0. Lincoln surrendered the sac fly to Cabrera. He has walked Fielder. Jackson, Infante, and Prince on the bases right now. They pulled out that triple split quite a bit tonight.
They sure have.
Tigers have had a lot of base runners in this game. Here's the 2-0. Fouled away.
Last time the Tigers received 9 walks in a game, you have to go all the way back to May of 2011 against the Minnesota Twins. Francisco Liriano started that day for Minnesota.
And the 2-1. Make it 2-2 on Peralta. Tigers a chance here to build a comfortable lead. They already lead by 4 in the 6th. Coleman Young waiting his turn on deck. This is the 8th man to bat in the inning. And it all started with a walk from Romero. Driven to right field, slicing toward the corner. That is a foul ball. Ooh, he gave it a shot. That would have cleaned the bases. Mathis walks out there now. Meanwhile, on the south side of Chicago, they're in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Yankees are leading Chicago 2-1. Speaking of Liriano, he's starting that game tonight for the White Sox. Ivan Nova for New York. Tigers trailed Chicago by 2 coming in. High fly ball toward right field. Ghosts coming into foul territory to make the catch. And so the Tigers will settle for 2. They lead them loaded. And we go to the 7th.
A historical night for Max Scherzer. He has 185 strikeouts, which is a new career high for him. The overpowering fastball, real good changeup, mixed in some sliders as well. Max just continues to overpower the opposition. Boy, has he been good.
Check out our Jimmy John's leaderboard and look who's at top of the strikeout list. That would be Maxwell Scherzer, 185 now.
R.A. Dickey just don't fit on that list.
Why?
He just doesn't fit there.
How many wins the dude have this year?
A lot. 15, maybe 16.
Okay. So he belongs. No, I got you. Knuckleballers. With a bunch of fireballers on that list.
So he's having a historical season as well, R.A. Dickey.
Quentin Berry is in now. He's in left, and that means Dirks moves to right, and that means Baker is out of the game. Scherzer back to the hill as we go to the seventh, leading it 5-1 now. 2-0 is the count.
That means Q's going to get himself an at-bat in this game. Usually when Quentin comes in the game, it's the 8th inning, 9th inning. Skipper throwing him a bone today. He's going to give him 3 innings out there.
Well, you know the skipper likes to keep everybody involved. He feels that's the key to keeping everybody fresh down the stretch. And Berry will get an at bat or two. There's a ball outside. 3-1. Vizquel, Mathis, Ghosts facing Scherzer here in the 7th. In the air to center on the line. AJ right there. Well, you had a chance to think about the trivia question this evening. Here it is again, followed by the answer. The question was, who is the last major league pitcher to finish an entire season with a strikeout per 9 innings rate of above 11? Kerry Wood, who was 11.35 per 9 innings back in 2003 with the Cubs. When he was in his prime and pitching well before he suffered all the injuries, man, was he good.
He struck out 21 games.
Yeah.
I believe that may have even been his rookie year when he did that.
1 ball, no strikes on Mathis. My memory tells me that was against the Astros.
It was. You are absolutely right.
1-1 the count. Mathis 0 for 2, couple of grounders. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Scherzer this year has had a 10, an 11, a 12, and a 15 strikeout game. Missed it outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, number 9 hitter Anthony Gose. And the 2-2. There's a liner that's caught by Cabrera. Two gone.
Ball hit like a bullet off the bat of Mathis. A couple of steps, and Cabrera able to reach out with those long arms and make a nice grab.
Here is Anthony Gose. A couple of strikeouts. Ball 1. Make it 2-0.
Max has gone all the way up to 99 tonight. 84 low with a changeup.
Back into the seats, 2-1. More action in the bullpen for the Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Luke warming up. 2.5 ERA. 2-2 the count on Anthony Gose. Tigers lead at 5-1. They added 2 more in the 6th. Strike call. Got him looking. 97, outer edge, 8th strikeout for Scherzer. He's gotten ghosts 3 times tonight. Stretch time here at the ballpark. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealer. Brad Lincoln back to the hill as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Tigers on top here tonight. 5-1 is our score. And it'll be Delman Young leading it off. Young, then Berry, then Dirks. Delman waves and misses. Lincoln came on to get the final 2 outs in the 6th inning. The Tigers got a couple of runs in that 6th. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball is fouled away. Delman tonight, bases loaded, walk his first time up, singled in the 3rd. Been on base twice. And the 0-2. Bouncer right back off. It looked like the bare hand of Lincoln, and that's going to be an infield hit. Let's see where it hit him. Yeah, looked like it got him in the back or the hip in that area. Threw his hand down there, but fortunately for him, it didn't hit his hand. It's a second ball that has gotten through to hit the pitcher tonight for the Blue Jays. And they're going to go to the bullpen. With Berry due up, they're going to take Lincoln out. So it's 5-1 as they go to the pen. We step aside.
This game here tonight, Ricky Romero started for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he set the tone very early. And he walked the bases loaded. That was Delman Young in the first inning. He also walked in a run in the second inning. That would be Omar Infante. He walked 9 total in the game today, which is a new career high for Romero. And as you could imagine, he leads all starting pitchers with the amount of walks so far this year.
Well, here is the Comerica game summary. The Tigers have the lead despite the fact they're 1 for 12 tonight with men in scoring position. Scherzer a single season career high 185 punchouts, and Austin Jackson's 12th game with 3 or more hits. Pretty much sums her up tonight. We have a new pitcher now. It is a left-hander, and that would be Aaron Loop.
Loop has done nice work. Look at that bottom note. A 159 batting average against the American League in the 15 games that he has pitched in the big leagues.
He's facing Quentin Berry, and Berry drops down a bunt. Loop will throw him out.
That is the 5th sack bunt of the season for Quentin Berry, and Jim Leland trying to push one more run across the board here in the 7th inning to get out a grand slam distance.
Q fired up about that sacrifice. Everybody's clapping. They're doing the Quentin clap.
Good for him.
That's classic.
He brings a lot of energy.
And some smiles. Runner at second now. Here's Dirks.
Cabrera has Quentin doing that little thing in front of his face now.
The John Cena thing?
Yeah. Watch Quentin start clapping when he gets down there. Just clap.
He's clapping before he was out.
That's not a golf clap either.
Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball foul. The reception of the dugout was priceless.
He brings a lot of energy.
And this time of the year, that is a really good thing to have. You get toward the end of August and into September, big old smile on Quentin's face.
Loving life in the big leagues. Playing on a contender. Packed house every single night.
Deskel gobbles this one up and throws him out.
Can't get much better than this.
Nope, Leland has said it over and over. Why would you not want to play here? Jam-packed houses. Your teams are going to be in the playoff race. And it's a great place to manage. Great place to play. Here's Gerald Laird. Couple of walks, couple of runs scored for Gerald. Blue Jays pitching tonight, and by Blue Jays pitching I mean mostly Ricky Romero. 9 walks, 8 of those for the starter. And it started early. 3 walks in the first for Romero. 1 came with the bases loaded, and that kind of set the tone tonight for Bruce Walton and John Farrell. 1 ball, no strikes on Laird. Delman trying to get his shoelaces tied. Two and 0 the count. Tigers would love another run here. They lead by 4. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-0. That's in for a strike. Loop was pitching in A-ball last year. He was in the Florida State League at Dunedin. Jay's 9th round pick just a couple of years ago, 2009. In the air, right field. Anthony goes under it, and that is that. Tigers do not score. Sack bunt though from Quentin Berry, who's met by his teammates. They're fired up as well. What a night for Max Scherzer. He was awfully good again here this evening. The Tigers have supported him with 5 runs in this game. They lead 5-1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning now here at Comerica Park. And the new pitcher is Octavio Dotel.
Dotel has been outstanding pretty much all season long. The ERA is under 3. 55 strikeouts for Dotel. In 42 2/3 innings, he's only walked 9 batters.
Well, you got a couple of guys that have hung around a long time at the big league level. Darren Oliver pitches for the Toronto Blue Jays, and of course Dotel for the Tigers.
Health has been a big part of that. You don't pitch as long as Oliver or Dotel unless you've been very, very fortunate with your health.
So Dotel goes to work, and he will face Rajai Davis to lead it off. There's Darren Oliver. Here's a strike call. 0-1. Davis, then Rasmus, and then Encarnacion. 5 runs, 7 hits for Detroit, a run on 5 hits for Toronto. Check swing is low, and the count goes to 1-1. Rajai Davis tonight with a single, pop up, and a flyout. Hard hit ball to the shortstop on one hop. Peralta. Davis is out 1 away. Here's the Farmers Insurance report card here tonight. Tigers closing in on 1,000 strikeouts. They have 997 this season. They've already had 12 seasons in club history with at least a grand in the strikeout category. 09, 10, and 11, 3 of those seasons, so they'll certainly do it here in 2012. Here's Rasmus. Ball 1.
Verlander racking up 200 of those bad boys in all of those seasons each.
A couple of fly balls and a walk. Verlander pitching game 3 in this series on Thursday. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have 3 against the Jays, and then the Angels come a calling.
It'll be Verlander's first start against Toronto since throwing that no-hitter, won't it?
Yeah, because he didn't pitch in that first series, did he?
No, he did not.
Down the left field line, slicing, and foul. Rattle around, nice play.
holding on to it for dear life. More than likely that will be the battery mates tomorrow, Verlander and Avila.
Paul Konerko has just homered. They're 2-2 now in the fifth. Dotel missing outside, 2-2.
It's going to be fun down the stretch. The Tigers have 7 head-to-head meetings against the Chicago White Sox. And that's exactly where the division will be won and lost.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Rasmus is out of there, 2 gone. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Make it 9 strikeouts for Tigers pitching tonight. 2 outs. Edwin Encarnacion stands in.
They might get a double-double tonight. 10 walks, 10 strikeouts. Oh, this is baseball. Sorry about that.
This is not hoops.
Sorry.
That's fouled back out of play. What do the Blue Jays have? They have 9 walks. So they would need 1 more walk. 0-1. Encarnacion homered in the 6th inning. And to this point, the only Toronto run. Way outside, 1-1. Gotta love Dotel and what he's brought to this ball club. He's been a real consistent piece late in games.
Tigers did not do a whole lot in the offseason. They felt like they had a team in place that would contend. But they did sign Dotel fairly early in the free agent market signings. And the reason why is what he did for St. Louis down the stretch. Tony La Russa, no doubt good friend of Jim Leland's. And I'm sure Jim probably put in a call to La Russa in the offseason and was inquiring about Dotel and how he could help the Tigers.
Well, I know Dotel has had success throughout his career, and he has also closed games at certain points in his career. I didn't think he'd strike out almost 12 per 9 innings. He came in with 11.6 strikeout per 9 innings rates. This entire staff for the Tigers racking up the strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. That's hit the left side, and it's through a base hit. 2-out single for Encarnacion.
He's just hitting everything this year.
6th hit of the game now for Toronto. It's going to bring up Cooper. G. Lamont gets on the telephone. Papa Grande's down there right now, just kind of playing some toss. There's a strike call. 0-1. Make it 0-2 on Cooper. Single double in this game. He's also fanned. Those 3 at bats coming against Max Scherzer. And the 0-2. Good pickup by Laird. 1-2. Joining Valverde in the Detroit bullpen is now Joaquin Benoit. Outside again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Should Cooper reach, Escobar waiting on deck. Valverde got Davis to ground out. He punched out Rasmus, then a single by Encarnacion. guarding a 5-1 lead here in the 8th. And another foul straight back. Game 1 in this series here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad you are with us here tonight. Brady Klima, our producer, and Brian Moss directing this evening. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away again. Well, Verlander goes on Thursday. It's going to be Anibal Sanchez tomorrow in game 2 in the series.
Big start for him.
Here's the 2-2 again. Lifted toward right center field. That's going to drop. And it's going to split the outfield and go all the way to the warning track. Encarnacion rounding third. They'll send him home. He will score. It's the 3rd hit of the night for David Cooper, and now it's 5-2.
Well, we told you before the game that Cooper could hit a little bit. He won a batting title last year in AAA, batting .364, and he also had 51 doubles. That's his 2nd double of the night. Got himself a little breaking ball out the outside part of the plate, caught it out in front and hit it between Jackson and Dirks.
Jim Leyland's starting to pace. It was looking like an easy 8th inning for Dotel. He got the first 2. And a single and a double. Cooper has his 11th big league RBI this year. Now Phil Koch has begun to warm up. Here's Yunel Escobar. And he fouls that one off. No balls, 1 strike. Each team now with 7 hits.
Yunel Escobar has been taking some huge swings today. Very aggressive early in the count.
Well, he's not had success. He hit into a double play in his last at bat. He's 0 for 3. And now just 6 for his last 44 at bats. 0-2. Tigers in the bottom of the 8th will have the top of the order. Jackson, Infante, Cabrera. But it's up to Dotel now to try and get this final out. A double by Cooper is knocked in a run. And there's a base hit to right field. Here comes Cooper around third. They'll send him home and he will score. The throw comes into second base. It's an RBI single for Yunel Escobar.
Not a wise pitch there by Dotel. He got ahead of Escobar. No balls, 2 strikes, and threw a ball too close to the plate, which allowed Escobar to get to it and then drive in a run. Too much plate with the 0-2 fastball.
So the skipper coming out. He has signaled to the bullpen. Phil Koch will be coming into this one. Dotel will be heading back to the showers, and we will step aside to 5-3 game. And the Tigers going to have to go to the bullpen again as Phil Koch warms up. We remind you the upcoming pitching matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety tomorrow night features Aaron Laffey and Anibal Sanchez.
Jim was telling us today that he has had some words for Anibal and also Jeff Jones, and they're hoping that tomorrow he can go out there and pitch the way that he is capable of pitching. He's much better than 1-3 in the ERA approaching 8. That much is for sure.
Didn't get into any specifics, but Jim did say they did some research, and maybe they've come up with something that hopefully will help Mr. Sanchez out tomorrow. As Jim looks over the lineup card now, here are the numbers on Phil Koch.
It's not often that Jim has to go out and take Dotel out of a game. Dotel usually gets his one inning in and usually finishes that inning very cleanly.
So we have a pinch hitter now. Kelly Johnson will not bat. Moises Sierra will. So Sierra with a runner at first. He's the tying run at the plate now. And he looks at a strike from Koch. Three straight hits after 2 were out against Dotel, and they get 2 runs in. Ball outside, 1-1. Right back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. Move Escobar to second. The tying runs are on the bases now. So the Blue Jays with an 8th inning uprising here. 4 straight hits. Here comes the skipper again. So Benoit has been warming up. Koch faces 1 batter. That's Sierra. He picks up a base hit. So right back in the bullpen go the Tigers. We'll be back.
Run for their money. It's 5-3. Joaquin Benoit up here on the mound, warming up a little bit here. And the Joaquin Benoit we saw after the All-Star break for those first few games when he came back in July was not the Benoit we were used to at the start of the year. And I talked to him a little bit about it both he and Jeff Jones decided to make some tweaks. He actually, you guys will see that front leg kick being a little bit higher than it normally is. That's not something he did at the start of the year, but they were playing around with things in his bullpen sessions. It felt good, and that's what he's been going with these past few games, and so far it's been working. He says he doesn't know why, but he's sticking with it as long as it's working these past few games. Mario and Rod.
All right, Shannon, thanks. Well, hopefully it'll work here tonight because the Tigers' lead now is down to 2. The tying runs are on the bases. And Benoit will face Omar Vizquel with runners at first and second, 2 outs. And Vizquel pops up the first pitch. Benoit says, "I'll take it," but Cabrera calls him off. And that is that. Thank you very much, Joaquin. They strand 2, but it's now 5-3. Detroit Tigers Foundation hosted the Keeping the Kids in the Game benefit here at Comerica Park. There was exclusive clubhouse access. They got a chance to go on the field as well. Private fireworks show, a strolling dinner. It was a great time, had by a lot of folks, and a really great cause. The Detroit Tigers Foundation, hosted by Miguel Cabrera tonight. So the Tigers giving back to the community once again. So congratulations, Cabrera, and the rest of the Tigers.
It also looked like Miguel had a lot of support from his teammates. Saw Verlander, Scherzer, Brennan Bosch was there. Santiago was there as well.
A cool evening indeed. Meanwhile, Brandon Lyon will come in now in the bottom of the 8th.
His last 12 games with the Blue Jays, and they're hitting 143 against Lyon. He's been real good out of that bullpen for John Farrell.
And the first pitch is rolled to the shortstop Escobar, and one gone. Jackson had 3 hits in the ball game tonight, but he's out number 1.
Brandon Lyon wore the Tigers uniform as well, and he parlayed that final season that he spent with Detroit a few years ago into a really nice contract. He pitched very well here.
Mike McCoy, the new second baseman, stays in the game after pinch running in the top of this inning. So Lyon now will face Omar Infante. Omar tonight is 0 for 3. That one missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Valverde. It has now become a safe situation pending what the Tigers are able to do here in the bottom of the 8th. There's a fly ball to right field. Straight it goes. And there are 2 gone.
Well, you know the drill by now, my friends. As soon as the game is over, our coverage will continue with Tigers Live. You will hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. We'll break down the game, show you some highlights. Tigers Live immediately after this game right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
2 outs. Here is Cabrera. Tigers tonight have actually been out hit 9-7. Big swing and a miss there by Miguel. Knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. And now leads the league with 105 RBIs. And when you kind of factor out Cabrera's numbers, they're awfully impressive. He's on pace for 139 RBIs this year. Ball inside.
His body of work is incredible. You go all the way back into the All-Star game last year, and Cabrera's numbers are simply mind-boggling.
Little chopper hit back up the middle. Easy play for Escobar, and the Tigers go 1, 2, 3. So guess who's coming in the 9th? It's a 2-run game, 5-3. And here comes Papa Grande. Boy, those White Sox, man.
A little payback for Kevin Youkilis. Jabba Chamberlain drilled him yesterday, and many people that were watching that game felt it was intentional, going back to their Red Sox-Yankee rivalry days.
So now Valverde will come in and try and record the save here. 2-run game as we go to the 9th. It'll be Jeff Mathis to lead things off. Mathis, then Gose, and then Davis due up. 5 runs, 8 hits for Detroit, but they have left 10 men on base in this game. 3 runs, 9 hits, and a couple of errors for the Blue Jays. Mathis, a couple of ground balls and a line out. And Valverde's first pitch is grounded foul, 0-1. Scherzer went 7 strong in this game, giving up just 1 run. Dotel allowed a couple of runs in the 8th. Koch came on, Benoit came on, and now Valverde. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fernando Rodney continues to lead the American League in saves with 38. Valverde has 23. Tied for 6th most in the American League. Off the plate. 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes on Mathis. Valverde facing the bottom of the lineup, 8 and 9 hitters in Mathis and Ghost. Then the top of the lineup, Rajay Davis. Mathis came in batting just .219. And a ground ball foul. Tigers raced out to a 3-0 lead. Control troubles for Ricky Romero tonight. He walked 8 in his outing. Checked it. They want the appeal. No, he did not go. Tom Hallion down at first base. So the count fills now at 3-2. Straight back, and the count stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. Valverde going through his routine on the hill. Bill of the cap, back of the cap, bill of the cap, back of the cap. Here's the little twist. And a drive to left field on a line over the head of Barry. Up against the wall. And the leadoff man is aboard as Mathis hit a frozen rope right over the head of Quentin Berry.
Quentin Berry froze in his tracks because he didn't know what to do, and then he jumped up and he had no shot at catching the baseball. Had he gone back right away, he may have been able to make that play, but he just didn't know what to do.
It's a double for Mathis to lead things off here in the 9th. Here's Anthony Gose. Showing bunt, ball high. Gose has had a tough night. 3 strikeouts, all 3 of those at bats though against Scherzer.
Yeah, he was happy to see Max go. Bye-bye.
Batting only .195. 4 for his last 26 at bats. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. That's an even 10 hits now for the Blue Jays. And the 1-1 again showing bunt. 2 balls and 1 strike. The last pitch coming at his feet.
Gose looks like he's sacrificing, not bunting for a base hit.
It's kind of odd.
I mean, he's turning early, which means that if he does get it down, there's going to be a good opportunity for Cabrera or for Laird or maybe even Papa Grande to throw him out.
He's ahead now, 2-1. And again, he squares early, and it's 3-1. Davis waiting on deck. He's the top of the order. And it's gotten interesting here. 5-3 is our score. A leadoff double by Jeff Mathis. Here's the 3-1. Popped up. Shallow left field. Peralta going back. He'll haul it in, and the runner holds. One gone. And a tough night for Ghost. He is 0 for 4.
Well, Ghost knows that he has to, for himself to be effective and utilize his speed, he's got to hit more ground balls. He can't make any money by getting the baseball airborne.
So here is Rajai Davis, who has a single and 4 at bats tonight. 1 out in the 9th. Look out, he hit him. Davis spins out of the box, but he's hit by the pitch. Barely.
If it didn't get him, it's a nice acting job by Rajai. Hey fans, follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. You can get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for details.
So Jeff Jones goes out there and has a brief chat with Valverde. Tying runs on the bases now. And now you've got Colby Rasmus. You got the power of the Minnesota lineup or the Toronto lineup coming up. Rasmus has 20 home runs. Then you've got Encarnacion. And he's already homered tonight. There is ball 1. Rasmus struck out his last time up. Has a walk to his credit tonight.
Rasmus stands right on top of the plate, and he stands way up in the batter's box. And Valverde throws 94, 95 miles an hour.
2-0.
Colby Rasmus is looking to do one thing right here, and it's not to hit a single.
That's in for a strike. 2-1 on Rasmus. The inning started with a double by Mathis, a pop-up from Ghost, but Davis hit by a pitch. And their biggest power source waiting on deck, Edwin Encarnacion. Been a nail-biter tonight for Leland. In the air, center field. Jackson coming on. He'll make the catch, and there are 2 gone. 1 more out to get. So here is Encarnacion, who has faced him 6 times, 1 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. And here comes the crowd. 39,499. Encarnacion with the beef now for Chad Fairchild. Look, he was arguing that call before it was even made. I'm sure he gave him a verbal strike call that just looked funny.
Well, umpires don't mind if you have a beef with one of their calls, but they don't appreciate the hand gesture there by Encarnacion.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
The split finger fastball here from Valverde had some slider action to it.
So Papa Grande has made it interesting, but he has reduced this game to a single strike. Checked it. Did he go? Yes! And the Tigers hold on to win.
There's that hand gesture.
Encarnacion strikes out to end the ball game. Made us a little bit nervous tonight, but in the end, Papa Grande got it done. And the Tigers win game 1 in this 3-game series. They hold on tonight for a 5-3 victory as Valverde celebrates another save. Jays leave 2 men on here in the 9th inning. Whole lot more to come from the ballpark. Tigers a winner tonight. 5-3 over the Blue Jays.